The so-called Native Americans are not Native Americans. The tribal nations have millennia of history on this landmass, to be sure, and they are certainly native, but for the greatest share of their history, this land was not called America. Before this land was named after the famed cartographer Amerigo, the Indians called it by many translations of the phrase Turtle Island, believing the continent to be a heap of dirt piled atop such a creature's shell. All the same, they were not American. Like so many things, such as horses, gunpowder, textiles, and the written word, the name of American was an article of civilization hoisted upon them. In fact, it was not until 1924, just 100 years ago, that the residents of Indian reservations were granted citizenship, and even more recently, in the 1960s, that the term Native American was coined by liberals. Why, you may ask, is it important to dispute a matter of identity with such a relatively non-impactful demographic of the country? It's Jews, you could say, who are overrepresented in the media and finance, not the Navajo. It's the Mexicans and their similar nations who are flooding our border and depressing our wages, not the Apache. And if we're talking crime statistics, well, it's the blacks who find themselves overrepresented therein. And if you made these points, you'd be right. But this pertains to the principle of our attachment to this land, our legitimacy as conquerors. It's key that we defend the ethnogenesis of our people, our origins as a nation in both principle and practice. It's this founding mythos of the American frontier, the days of colonies and savages, that is the pin that holds the rest in tow. Our countrymen, those descendants of the European race, do not claim this land as birthright because of our law-abiding statistics or our economic output, but because it is this land to which we are native.